that work with the Intel Hub and getting us information that have been hospitalized themselves for hydrocarbon poisoning and for exposure to this dispersant. I mean, I don't know what other evidence people need. If you want some evidence, take a look at what happened back in 2001 when the 9/11 happened and the air was safe to breathe. Yet now they're trying to pass legislation to give all these first responders and these survivors health care coverage because they all have mesothelioma and respiratory illnesses. What, because the air was safe to breathe? So, folks, if you don't see what's going on right now, I mean, it should horrify you. It should make you sick. It should stir something within you. And if it doesn't, then there's a problem. If it doesn't, there's a problem. So the question now is, what do you do as an individual to advance this cause? What do you do? What is your part in all of this? That's the question that I have. I do as much as I possibly can, and I would do more. As much as I possibly can, I will do, which is why I stick my neck out saying the things I say on this radio show.
Joe, let me give a comment to something you just said.
Go ahead.
I believe that after the first part of November, 8th to 11th, in that window, that something will be presented to us and we'll have a clearer picture of what we need to do. I have several reasons for saying that. So we tread water until we've got 30 days, and I think our life is going to change, and we will see a clearer road for us to travel. Let me read the countries to you that have entered into a lawsuit with the Justice Department and with the President, with the federal government, against their own state, Arizona. How despicable that is. It's Argentina, Brazil, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Peru, Mexico, Nicaragua, Chile, Bolivia, Paraguay, El Salvador. They have entered into the lawsuit with the Ninth Circuit Court in America against a state with the blessing and the encouragement of Obama and the Justice Department. Isn't that the most despicable thing that you have ever seen? This may be one of the tipping points. This may be one of the tipping points that brings on revolution in America.
All I know is that we Griff, we rely on the federal government to execute their constitutionally given powers to work for the betterment of this country. Not to the detriment. Not to the detriment.
In theory.
Right, of course. And
because
as we
practice
know,
is no more.
Right, and as we know, it's been manipulated, and this country was created based on good intentions, and like everything else, the old saying goes, the road to hell is paved by good intentions. And here we are, and so what? Again, it always comes back to what do you do as individuals to support the cause. I believe that everybody listening to this show and that listens to Pastor Butch's show and all the shows here promoting this type of thought, this is a networking time. This is valuable time that you need to be networking with your brothers and your sisters to understand and get to know people's situations, get to know where you can gain valuable information from, to develop relationships. Because the flip of a switch, this communication, this gift of communication can all be gone away. And when that happens, and I don't know about you guys if you've thought about this, and this culture of convenience that we have now in this country and really throughout most of the first world, when that goes away, you're going to have a lot of people that don't know how to survive and don't know how to fend for themselves. I mean, look at 41.9 million people on food stamps. Those 41.9...
It's going to get worse.
Yeah, it's going to get much
closer to 45 right now, by the way.
Oh, even better. better.
By the way, is Aaron still with us?
Aaron, you there?
I am.
Okay, I hadn't heard her for a while. It's unusual for him to be quiet that long.
Okay, I heard that. I do want to say something, though.
By all means.
Okay. When Pastor Butch said I was going to get mad at him, he knows the truth is that I'm not. The woman's place is not in the government. The woman's place is not behind the pulpit. The woman's place is to be beside her husband.
Amen.
But that being said, because we can all get into that Jezebel thing, we could do a whole other 2 hours on that. But the women of this country need to wake up right along with their men. They need to be able and prepared to stand beside their men, because whatever affects this country affects the women, which affects the children. And the women are the kind of the glue that holds the house together.
Yes.
That's the way it's supposed to work. That's scriptural. We need to get these antiquated notions out of our head that we're mealy-mouthed and we don't do anything. We do have voices. They can be heard. God speaks through us, too. He works through us. He leads us down different pathways. We need to get over the women's lib thing, but once again, that's a whole other show. The women need to stay with their men, and the women need to stay godly and follow the same path.
Well, I will say this, and along with what you said, Aaron, and I've said this many times on the radio show, that a man can build a house. A woman makes it a home.
That's right.
And that is what makes me feel at home in the place that I was able to bless my bride with. She's put her touches to it and made it into a home.
Amen to that.
I mean, she made my home a place of refuge, a place I can come in and smell supper cooking on a cold day and know that no matter what happens, no matter what I stand, if I'm standing for the right, she'll back me. She's always done that. My wife, of course, is not perfect. She's just a woman like I'm just a man. But nonetheless, she's never questioned me when I took a stand for what's right or when I decided to go on the radio, whatever I decided to do. She's always said she'd stand beside me, and she has, even through sickness.
But I bet
almost dying.
if she sees you doing something wrong, she's going to probably give you a good piece of her advice, too.
Well, she does, and not only that, I ask for advice. I ask for input, because she's a highly intelligent woman. I mean, look who she married, But anyway,
I know it, exactly.
But anyway, I ask for input because she's very intelligent, and I treasure her information and what she shared with me. And if we don't agree on it, I'll make a decision. That way, if I'm wrong, I can't blame her. A man is to lead. A woman is the completion of a man and make him strong. When he needs to lean on
together.
To go there. Yes, that's exactly right. This is a team effort with Christ as the head. But that's the hope of the country. When the homes fail, the nation fails, and our homes have been destroyed. My God in heaven, we got 2 men getting married, adopting children now, and 2 lesbians getting married, adopting children. That's not a home. That's a perverted state of affairs, period.
That's right. And we've got to first remember that children they're God's children, and all we are their earthly guardians. But they belong to God. And
they're a gift for our temporary instructions.
That's it. And it's everybody's responsibility to impart the knowledge and the morals and the virtues in our children, and it hasn't been done. It's been sorely neglected, which is why we're where we are now.
We've let the school system that's been federalized raise our children. And then we let the TV take over when the schools are out.
That's right, the electronic babysitter. That's right.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And now it's...
What happened to going out and going for a horse ride or taking your boat out or just going for a picnic? Do people do that anymore?
That's
Not
right.
as much as they used to.
No, and you know, we have these electronic leashes, I like to call them now, the cell phones that they text message on, and they do all that. Then they got social networking with Twitter and MySpace and Facebook, and it's just such a waste of time. As a matter of fact, there was a news piece where what is that guy's name? I can't remember his name, but he tried to go without Facebook for a week, and he told me, or he told the audience that it was one of the hardest things he could ever do, and he was struggling with it. Man, if that's what you're struggling with,
no wonder we're in trouble.
We are in serious trouble.
We are
if that's the case. Trouble. Pastor Butch, could you tell the audience what your website is?
It's www.pastorbutch.com or pastorbutch.us. They can listen to the radio show at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern on those 2 sites. Or if they listen on shortwave, they can listen on 3.255. And we're dotted, if they look on the website, they'll find stations that we're on all across the country, too, AM, FM stations. They can listen on. And we're looking on right now in Virginia, And I'm hoping that maybe one of the listeners will willing to chip in $250 a month to get us on a radio station in Virginia. That's the cheapest I think I've ever seen on a radio station. But they won't be on their station, so they're willing to put them on for $250 a month, just enough to cover their cost. And if I can find somebody who will pledge that much a month, we'll start a new station in Virginia, hopefully within a week or two.
Pastor Butch, do you remember the call letters of that station?
I can tell you just in a second. Let me take a look here. Give me a second. Look, I got the paper here in front of me somewhere.
That would be fabulous, just to give and folks, just so you know, the Intel Hub and this little station here, this little internet radio station, is also trying to branch out and do the same thing in order to make this happen, to get that word out as fast as humanly possible.
We have to. This caller is WJYK AM 980, Chase City, Virginia.
Right.
And I'm just looking, hopefully, prayerfully, for one personal sponsor and say, I'll give you $250 a month to pay for that radio station, and we'll go on. And it's nothing more blessed than have somebody contact a new station who come to Christ because of what you taught or got their eyes open to the truth. That's such a blessing. One soul is worth more than anything in the world, all the world.
Amen to that. And folks, we're out of time. We got about 3 minutes left. I'd like to thank Pastor Butch and Aaron for coming on this evening.
You're welcome.
Oh man, what a treat! And of course, you guys are welcome back anytime. And Aaron, you're most certainly welcome back next Sunday, of course.
Thank you.
And folks, let's give you an update as far as what the schedule for the week's concerned. On Thursday evening, we have Aaron, I think it's Aaron Sanchez and Henning Kemner, and we are going to be doing an update from the Gulf, and what we would like to do is give everybody a clear idea of what's going on down there. So we're trying to assemble as many experts. So that's going to be Thursday evening. We're going to focus on the Gulf. On Sunday evening, we're going to have Greg Evenson, and Aaron is going to come back, and we're going to talk more about what we were talking about this evening. And it should be a good week of radio, so I invite everybody in. Folks, and if you want to listen to Travanile One show, Travanile One is going to be coming up on his channel because our schedule got a little screwy. So if you go to www.blogtalkradio.com/Travanile1, you can listen to Travis's Sunday night show. I encourage everybody to do that. But we're out of time. So, again, thank you, folks, for coming out tonight. We'll see you Thursday evening where we will be discussing everything Gulf. God bless and take care.